Today's Monday, May 8th. It's now 6 p.m. The meeting of the Klein ISD Board of Trustees is now open. Representing the quorum tonight are Ms. Reitmeyer, Ms. Arlano, Mr. Anderson, Mr. Mann, Mr. Smith, and myself, Bill Pilkington. As provided by the Texas Government Code, the Board of Trustees will now go into closed session in accordance with sections 551.071. Private consultation with the board's attorney regarding all matters is authorized by law, including board governance. 551.072, discussing purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property. 551.074, discussing employment, evaluation, or discipline of personnel, including board governance and including superintendent evaluation and contract. 551.076, discussing the security personnel and devices. 551.082, discussing disciplinary matters or complaints regarding school children and/or school district employees. 551.0821, discussing personally identifiable information about public school students. 551.087, deliberation regarding economic development negotiations. The Board of Trustees will reconvene in public at approximately 7 p.m. May I have your attention, please? It's now 7 p.m. The meeting of the Klein ISD Board of Trustees is now in session. If y'all would do me one favor, if you would just please silence your cell phones so that we may be able to conduct our meeting accordingly. Thank you all for joining. We're here at Klein ISD, nice community. Gonna honor a few special people tonight. We have 51,000 students, 6,800 employees. Well, actually, in addition to the alumni, we're gonna have 2 special students from Niche, special teacher, 2 special students from Roth, and a teacher. You will notice tonight, though, that we move fairly quickly through our agenda. That's because all the board members here have actually had a week to go ahead and go over the agenda, talk about it with the superintendent, and address all our questions. So this meeting is actually our meeting here to show you in public because we are not allowed to vote on any items outside of public. While we may discuss the merits of the case, we discuss and we will vote for all these things in public. There will be a special emergency meeting regarding Frank Elementary tonight. During the regular meeting, in addition to that, if any resident, employee, vendor, or potential vendor has an opportunity and would like to address the Board of Trustees for 4 specific purposes, if you'd please come see our secretary, Mr. Stephen Smith. Do we have any tonight?
And we do have one.
Okay, excellent. Okay, we will start. Ms. Reitmeyer will lead us in prayer, followed by Ms. Arlano. Oh, no, we actually have scouts tonight. Silas and Miles Galloway, who will help lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States flag in Texas. Ms. Reitmeyer?
If you'll stand with me, please. We come tonight so very grateful that there was no one injured in the Frank Elementary fire last night. We just pray your hand over all the restoration so that our students can get back into their place of learning. This is the season that teachers and parents and even grandparents are texting and mentioning and putting forward in every student's minds to finish strong, because this is the finishing strong is one of our character traits. We ask for stamina and insight and a sense of humor for our teachers, staff, and students as we are on the home stretch now of our school year. We seek continued guidance on our vision of promise to purpose, the strategic plan, the guiding documents, that they will come to full implementation. Allow us passionate teachers who lead, engage, and know each student, how they learn, their interests, their strengths, and their challenges. We pray safety in our schools, and especially at the end, all the end of school activities, specifically prom and graduation. We ask for wisdom on decision makers as they guide our educational process legislatively. Guide this board as we support great students and caring, skilled leaders in our district. Bless our country and those who serve in harm's way for our freedom. We ask this in your strong name, and those in agreement would say, Amen.
Will you now join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor
Honor the Texas flag pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you for joining. Something you may be thinking about, I know myself, grew up, we had 7 in our family, 6 boys, 1 girl. I have no idea how my mom did it. And I don't think I could ever thank her enough. And I have a feeling I'm not alone. Everyone's fortunate, you know, even though dads may send their kids to play football, they make it to the Super Bowl. The linebackers may have had some great tackles, but what's the first thing they say on TV? Hi, Mom. So if all the mothers would please just stand up, we'd like to take this moment to thank you and recognize you. It's often said, the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. And I do know that thank you for all you've done and thank you continue to do. It's definitely a thankless job. I know my wife would tell you that. But on to the regular. Dr. Champion, are there any other recognitions?
There sure are. First up, we have the principal of Roth Elementary, Miss Gail McGuire, to share some students, and there we go, and educate. Hello back there, students and educators from Roth. So come on up, Gail. There we go. That's absolutely.
Good evening, Dr. Champion, Mrs. Spalding, members of the board, and guests. Tonight, I have the honor of introducing 2 outstanding students from Roth Elementary. First, we have Emily Simpson. Emily is described by her teacher, Miss Kathy Freeman, as a well-mannered young girl who strives to do her best work every day. When given a challenging task to do, she shows diligence as well as perseverance. She displays kindness and a positive attitude towards both adults and her peers. She works well in a group, and she shows leadership qualities without overpowering others. She is a pleasure to have in class. Emily is also on the AB Honor Roll at Roth Elementary. Outside of school, Emily participates in the Playhouse 1960 Youth Theater. She currently has a role in The Lion King. She is a member of the WOW Choir and Leaders in Training at Champion Forest Baptist Church. Accompanying Emily this evening are her parents, David and Carrie Simpson, her sisters, Olivia and Abby, and her grandmother, Rita Lovelace. Please stand.
There they are.
And next, we have Raphael Hamoy. Raphael's extracurricular activities include membership in the Roth Coding Club, Lego Club, and Chess Club. Raphael is described by his teacher, Miss Rose Massey, as a driven student always working his hardest. He shows great discipline and is committed to all his extracurricular activities. His witty personality always shines with classroom discussions. And his catchphrase is Tang Sudu for life, and it means to do good things. Outside of school, Raphael is learning to play the guitar and is a black belt in karate as of October 2016. With Raphael are his parents, Jose and Maria Hamoy. Please stand.
All right, and finally, Mrs. Mays. I have the honor of introducing Mrs. Paige Mays, who is a 3rd grade English language arts teacher at Roth, and she attended Texas A&M University. But we've got to ask her because she wears UT shirts all the time, so we don't know quite what's going on there. But this is her 15th year to teach, and Mrs. Mays is an amazing teacher who goes above and beyond for her students. At Roth, she is known as the Kid Whisperer because she just has a special way of relating to each and every individual student. Due to the positive expectations in her classroom, students are able to achieve at higher levels. We are truly blessed to have Paige at Roth Elementary. So. Accompanying Paige this evening is her husband, Buddy. So, Buddy, if you would stand up. All right.
They get y'all to stand in the middle so everyone can keep staring at y'all. So Emily, all the fine arts things you're doing, leader in the classroom, leader in training at church, all these leadership positions, you have a part in the play. What's your part in the language? So Robbie, that is awesome. So you've got people looking at you on a stage or in classroom or at church. So the things that you do, you're creating an example. So the way you act, your integrity, your smile, the way she walked up to you and gave you a hug, you're a great example to other people. Keep doing those leadership roles, and we're very proud of you. Congratulations to you. Break that? Never mind. The black belt, chess, black belt, chess, Legos, also having a sense of humor. All those are just great attributes, especially someone who's as focused and who can concentrate on doing things like you do and have a sense of humor. That's huge. There's, that sense of humor, we can't have enough of that. That's right. But thank you for your hard work. Can't wait to see where you go throughout the schools and what you accomplish. And it's a pleasure meeting you tonight. Congratulations. For all your hard work. Miss Mays, just being called the kid whisperer kind of says it all. The fact that kids trust you enough to come to you and talk to you, there's already lots of walls that are broken down, the engagement's there, and there's no better model in the classroom that I would want as a student. And those are the teachers I remember, even as I get older, those are the teachers I never forget. So I'm thankful to get to meet you, and thankful that a lot of our kids are going to be remembering you for a long time.
Tighten up.
Here we go. And big smile. Ready, 1, 2. And parents that don't want to take a photo. Congratulations. And next up from Niche Elementary, we have Amber Kent here to celebrate some students and a teacher. Amber?
Good evening, Mr. President, Dr. Champion, Ms. Spalding, and members of the board. It is my honor to present 2 outstanding students and teachers from Niche Elementary who on a daily basis demonstrate the face of a knight, our campus core values of fierce leadership, attitude of gratitude, collaborative community, and educational excellence. I will first present Jesus Garza. Jesus is a 5th grade student who serves as a night leader and safety patrol, ensuring he is modeling a sense of pride and safety for our students as they begin and end each school day. He is also a member of the Principals Club for earning shields that demonstrate excellence throughout the school year. Jesus serves as a mentor on our campus to students in kindergarten through 2nd grade and was nominated to participate in the Lone Star Leadership Academy. Outside of school, Jesus is a leader on the baseball field and enjoys learning from his father as they build together. Jesus' willingness to help other students, his teachers, and other staff in the building while maintaining academic excellence gives me great pride in honoring him tonight as an outstanding knight. He is joined tonight by his parents, Father Jesus Garza and Mother Mina Garza. Please stand to be acknowledged. I would also like to introduce Your Majesty James, a 5th grade student also serving as a night leader, working in the clinic to assist with younger students who need a Band-Aid and even a hug just to feel better for the day. Your Majesty is a member of the niche choir. She earned membership in the Principals Club for excellence in the way she models the values of a knight each day. Your Majesty was also nominated to participate in the Lone Star Leadership Academy and is academic scholar achieving the honor roll each 9 weeks of this school year. Outside of school, Your Majesty is a leader in track and field, dances, and loves reading. She and her father volunteer community service for the homeless. Your Majesty's infectious smile every day as she puts efforts in all she does, helping her classmates and teachers while maintaining academic honors, gives me great pleasure in honoring her tonight as another outstanding knight. She is joined tonight by her parents, Mark and Charmaine James, her brother, Mark James Jr., her sister, Sade James, and nephew, Rome Thomas. Please stand so you may be acknowledged. And finally, I would like to introduce Javier Alvarez, a math science co-teacher working with 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade students. Mr. Alvarez serves on the niche CIDC, providing feedback and guidance to the campus with a student-centered focus each and every day. He is also a mentor as part of the Knights in Training group, offering support to first-year teachers in education and first-year teachers at niche. Mr. Alvarez spends countless hours outside of the school day providing feedback, support, and planning to teachers he is mentoring, but also with teachers he provides co-teach support in an effort to ensure the students at niche are receiving the very best in learning every single day. Mr. Alvarez extends his relationships beyond the classroom he serves. He has built relationships with students across the campus who may be in need of additional push to do their best. He has also been actively involved in our community relations team. He has led or participated in numerous after-school events to build a partnership between the school and home. Mr. Alvarez sponsored the Knight's first ever math club this year, in which 2 of our students placed in the top 10. Mr. Alvarez's willingness to always focus on students at niche and provide a model of excellence as a leader gives me great pride in honoring him as Klein Gold at Niche Elementary. He is joined tonight by his wife, Martha Alvarez, and their son, Yvonne, as well as his parents, Alfonso and Martha Alvarez, and his brother, Alfonso, as well as staff member Dr. Kelly Moore, assistant principal. Please stand to be acknowledged.
Wow. Trustees and Majesty,
Don't be scared.
you're the happiest people in this room tonight. Who do you think? Your parents. Don't you feel that, unlike Mr. Pinkerton, who tormented his mother for all those years, you have been a blessing. And what greater gift than to be for a child to be a blessing upon their parents. Congratulations. I was trying to take notes and ran out of sticky notes. But just keep it up, okay? Keep it up. You're here for a reason because you're outstanding students, and we want that to continue. And the other happy person, and a big reason why you're here, is because of this person here, your teacher. Never forget your teachers. People like Mr. Alvarez will be my age someday, and you'll write a letter to him and say, thank you. And that will blossom in his heart and fill that void, wondering whatever happened to those kids. On behalf of the district, thank you so much for your efforts.
Next up, we have the Klein Oak High School Color Guard WGI Scholastic A Class National Champions. Come on! There we go. Our Director of Fine Arts, Mr. Monty Mast, will make the introduction. Monty.
President Pilkington and members of the board, Dr. Champion, Ellen Spaulding, it is my privilege to be before you this evening. Tonight we are here to recognize the Klein Oak High School Color Guard and their director, Stephanie Chavez. The Klein Oak Color Guard's telling of Jamie is a story about maybe one of the most unlikely national champions ever. It combines excellent program design, calculated risk-taking, students leveling up, and a village of people making it happen. What exactly is indoor color guard? Just like our dance and drill teams who perform on the football field in the fall and move into a gym in the winter, color guard follows a similar path. They perform in gyms using flags, rifles, sabers, and can use elaborate floor coverings, props, and costuming. After their successful 2016 season, the color guard and band staff at Klein Oak made the decision to build a more national presence and compete exclusively in the Winter Guard International shows in Texas with the idea of attending national finals a year down the road. Director Stephanie Chavez and her design team knew to succeed, they were going to have to improve the performance level of the individual students, so they took a huge risk. They designed their show with no floor tarp, no props, simple attire, and even limited the production to a single set of rifles and flags. They placed the design squarely on the backs of the student performers and their ability to convey the emotion of Jamie. And boy, did the students ever rise to the challenge. They attended their first contest in February, the Houston Regional, and finished second out of 24 competing units in the Scholastic A class by only 9/100ths of a point, their only defeat of the season. At the end of February, they traveled to San Antonio Regional, where they were first out of 28 units. With their competitive success, the staff knew they had a legitimate shot at being a national finalist, something that had only happened twice in Klein Oak's history and only 8 times in Klein ISD's history, and most of those were in the 1990s. So with little over 6 weeks to WGI Nationals, they made the decision to push all in and attend this year. A huge thank you goes out to anyone, especially the parents and the Klein Oak Band Association, who helped make this trip happen virtually out of thin air. A week later, the Guard finished first out of 33 units at the Austin Regional. A subplot to this story was the story of member Callista Askew that she so elegantly told last week in the national pageantry website, Flow Marching. Earlier this year, Callista was diagnosed with Stargardt disease, a genetic form of macular degeneration that unfortunately, in her case, progressed rapidly. By the time the students started learning the show, Callista had been declared legally blind. Not only did she persevere, if you saw any one of their performances, you would have had no idea what she was overcoming to perform with her peers. If you haven't read her inspirational story in her own words, it is readily accessible on one of the Klein ISD social websites. WGI uses a computer ranking to seed nationals. On March 18th, the Klein Oak Guard headed to Dallas to compete in what WGI calls a Power Regional, contest designed to bring the top regional units together before nationals. Not only did Klein Oak finish first out of 36 units, their margin of victory was almost 3 full points ahead of the then national seed, Allen High School. Klein Oak became the new national #1 seed and held that position going into Dayton. So on April 4th, the bus left Klein Oak for Dayton, Ohio in WGI finals. Scholastic A had 129 competing units from across the United States, broken down into 12 flights at 2 sites for prelims. Klein Oak came out first. Semifinals had the top 64 advance in 8 flights, and Klein Oak was first again. And on Saturday night, Klein Oak was named WGI Scholastic Champion with a score of 97.64. Awesome. If you'll watch the video screens, you're going to see a little bit of the performance.
Ladies and gentlemen, Conway High School from Texas, under the direction of Stephanie Chavez.
Representing the Guard tonight are Klein Oak Guard Captain Liana Almagobar, Brianna Yount, Co-Captain Daniel Walker, and Director Stephanie Chavez.
I think this little one on the end should come over here. She's hidden.
Thanks, guys. Great job. Monty's going to stay there as we talk some more fine arts, and we're going to recognize the Tommy Toon Award recipients. So, Monty?
You guys come on up.
Congratulations. Good job.
Good job, guys.
Yeah. Panthers rule.
There we go. Oakham. Oakham.
I know.
Good to see you.
Yes. Yeah. Go on up there. Yep. Well, it is my privilege to be before you for the second time this evening. Tonight we are here to recognize the Klein High School Theater Program and their Tommy Toon Award winners. The Tommy Toon Awards are sponsored by Theater Under the Stars and recognize high school musical theater in the greater Houston area. This year, 45 musicals entered the process, and Klein ISD had 20 nominations. Klein High School's production of Sweeney Todd, Demon Barber of Fleet Street School Edition garnered 12 nominations in 15 categories. Tonight, we recognize the 3 nominees who were award winners. The first award winner was nominated in the category of Best Featured Performance. For his performance of Adolfo Pirelli, we have Ryan Esparza. The second award winner is for Best Orchestra, where all 4 Klein ISD orchestras were nominated. Because the orchestra was conducted by a first-year teacher, we've told her she set a pretty high bar to live up to. Representing the orchestra is conductor Kelsey Blansett. Also at the awards ceremony, three Klein ISD students were given scholarships from the Tommy Toon Awards. They were Klein Oaks students, Grace Stardekia and Caroline Thomas, and also from Klein High School, Ian Tonroy. Before we get to the last award, we need to recognize the other staff members that produced the show. We would like to recognize choir director Heather Sharp, and of course, the Klein High School theater staff of Tina Domino, Jason Bradshaw, and Adam Hedingham. The final award is for Best Actor. As part of the award show, the Best Actor and Best Actress nominees perform a medley based on their characters in what, in my opinion, is the best part of the show. The winners also advance to the Jimmies, the National High School Theater Awards, to compete against other regional winners. There, the winners will compete for a 4-year full-ride scholarship to NYU's prestigious Tisch School of the Arts. The third Tommy Toon for the lead character of Sweeney Todd goes to Ian Tonroy. These are your Tommy Toon Award winners.
All right.
Yeah, I like that. I like that team.
Tommy Toon Award winner. Cindy Doyle. Yes, sir. Come on up. As always, it's a joy to hear from our Klein Education Foundation, and Cindy, take it away.
Thank you. Dr. Champion, Mr. President, members of the board, Ms. Spalding, and guests, it is my pleasure to introduce members of the Klein ISD Education Foundation directors and grant review committee members who will make tonight's presentation. These Klein Education Foundation board members have accepted the challenge, and it's a big one, of coordinating the call for grant applications from our educators, review of the same in conjunction with the call for grants, in conjunction with the district's recommendations from the teaching and learning staff, presentation of the grant recommendations to the Klein ISD Education Foundation board, and finally the Celebration Express. That's a big yellow bus with a lot of loud adults on it. Please welcome Marlisa Briggs, Susan Sharon, Lynn Dozier, Julie Stevens, Becky Perkins, Maria Hartman, Diana Lothringer, and Sissy Sacamano, who will make our presentation tonight.
Twice each year, the Klein ISD Education Foundation directors and business and community partners ride the big yellow bus, better known as the Celebration Express, to deliver big checks to educators who think outside the box. Keeping the tradition alive, on Tuesday, April the 25th, the Celebration Express surprised educators on 9 campuses with checks totaling $71,500. We would like to ask the grant recipients and their principals to come forward while we invite you to watch a quick video and share a snapshot of our experience.
Come on, grant recipients.
Grant recipients and principals, please come forward with your big check. Grant recipients. Grant recipients will ask you to hold up your big check when your grant is announced. The campuses receiving the spring 2017 grants are Greenwood Forest Elementary, celebrating cultures and acceptance for others, a culture fair, award $7,500, Georgia Matthews, Cynthia Sullivan, and Jessica Jackson. Klein Oak and Klein Collins High School, cross anatomy using class models, award $14,950, Francis Ditta, Catherine Lawrence, Lisa Oliver, and Catherine Marr. Klein Oak High School, the Collaboration Cafe, a menu for success in English 3, award $7,100. Chris Ann Christensen, Lynn Taylor, and Jamie Nussbaum. Metzler Elementary, Huskies are cool in school. Award $2,750. Lorraine Wright, Lisa Gonzalez, Melissa Wilson, and Megan Majan. Burnshausen Elementary, Lights, Books, Action. Award $2,000, Fernando Martinez. Benignis Elementary, Crew, Creations with Robotics in the Elementary World. Award $5,650, Jennifer Radmacher, Shay Harmon, Laura Furman, and Kimberly England. Cron Elementary, to Pod and Beyond. Award $1,400, Shannon Stroll, Amy Mathai, Judy Burks, and Ann May. Hassler Elementary, Hassler Pony Maker Cart. Award $5,150, Gretchen Worrell, Tanya Shaw, Amy Miller, Jennifer Flaherty, and Melissa Bermudez. Dory Intermediate, Extend the STEM, piloting biology in 8th grade. $2,000, Carol Anderson. And we have a Lead the Spark grant for Cron Elementary. Cardinal Kaleidoscope, a slight change and all patterns alter. Award $23,000. Frank Ward is the principal. To date, the Education Foundation has awarded $1,590,147 to educators of the Klein ISD, awarded more than $400,000 towards professional staff development, and $330,000 to fund the STEAM Express mobile classroom. The district serves as the fiscal agent for the foundation classroom grants to ensure that teachers receive the maximum buying power available for their grant funds. Ms. Reitmeyer and Dr. Champion, on behalf of Klein ISD Education Foundation Board of Directors, we are proud to present a check to the Klein ISD in the amount of $71,500 for the spring 2017 grants. Congratulations.
Upside down. Upside down. Catherine. Catherine. Your check is upside down. That's Catherine.
Higher.
Typical.
Higher so we see your face.
Higher, higher. Greenie, higher. Higher. There you go. Thank you.
It's not getting any higher. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Heisenberg. Technically, I'm a distributor.
Congratulations, so cool.
We like having her back here too.
And to make sure my hair was okay.
Good job.
Priorities. No camera tonight.
Next up. Alan, if y'all want to start coming forward, that'd be great. Thank you. Next up, we have Alan Bettis, who is here from the Northwest Masonic Lodge to present the Mirabeau B. Lamar Award. History of the Lamar Award has been summarized and presented on screen tonight and on the screen now. Mr. Bettis, good to see you as always.
Dr. Champion, protocol having been established, I'm Rob Hagan, and I'm the Worshipful Master of Northwest Lodge, which kind of means I'm the president. Ever since the early years of Texas, Masonry has been very closely related to public education. And Northwest Lodge has traditionally presented the Mirabeau B. Lamar Award of Excellence to one of the educators in the Klein schools. This year, it is my privilege to present this award to Tiffany Kaiser. Mirabeau B. Lamar, the second president of the Republic of Texas, has been called the father of Texas public education for his leadership in establishing quality public education in Texas. Lamar was a member of the Masonic fraternity, known then as it is today, for strong support of excellence in public schools. With this award, we recognize your exemplary achievement and offer our warmest congratulations to you and your school, given this 8th day of May 2017 by Northwest Lodge 1434, Rob Hagan, the Worshipful Master, and Anthony Adams, the Secretary. And I'm going to ask Right Worshipful Alan Bettis if he wants to hang that on her.
Tiffany, it is my pleasure to present to you the Mirabeau B. Lamar Medal.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
All right, shall we get a picture right here? Yeah. Come on, everybody. Come on, guys.
Perfect. There we go. A little bit more. All right. Go ready. 1, 2, 3. One more time. All right. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
So many great things. Next up, Judy Ramato is here. We're going to do both the alumni recognition, and I think we're going to go right into the Stand Up for Public Education Award as well. So, Ms. Ramato.
We're gonna do your second. I'm gonna give you, I know you're an alumni, but we have another award, so. Do yours in just a minute.
Thanks. Dr. Champion, President Pilkington, board members, Ms. Spalding, and guests, I'm pleased to provide you with some of the highlights about this month's alumni honorees, Donnie and Carrie Schroeder. Both are 1991 graduates of Klein High School, where Donnie played baseball and Carrie was a Bear Cadet. Donnie and Carrie dated in high school and college, then they married in 1996. After high school, Donnie went on to play baseball and graduated from Lamar University in Beaumont, and Carrie graduated from the University of Texas at Austin. Carrie presently teaches at Hostler Elementary and has been teaching in the Klein District since 1995. Donnie is the sales executive for Echo and has coached dozens of boys over the years in the community. The Schroeders have 2 boys and 1 girl, Cole, Connor, and Kennedy. Cole followed in his father's footsteps by playing baseball and graduating from Klein High School in 2016, and now plays at Galveston Junior College. Connor is a sophomore at Klein High School and plays baseball also, and Kennedy is a 5th grade student at Hostler. She recently participated on the national championship winning SCA cheer team. Joining Donnie and Carrie are their children, and if y'all will just stand as I call your name and stay standing, Kennedy, Cole, and Connor, Ashley and Kurt Hopkins, and their children Palmer and Hunter, Kim and Michael Bierman, and their children Dylan and Devin, and finally, Carrie's parents, Carol and Orville Hopkins. Donnie and Carrie, we really are so proud of you guys for being such strong alumni and for coming back to the Klein community where you grew up. It really means a lot to us, and we're so, so happy to have you in our community. And thank you for the work that you do. Absolutely, everybody. Mr. Anderson. Let's get one with just the 3 of them and Board Member Anderson, because he nominated them, and then we'll get everybody. That way we have both.
Everybody.
Come on up. He's fine. We love the kids.
I'll just scoot back.
That was not me.
That's right. It's real clear. I know it's hard.
Touch his butt, touch his butt.
Let's give him another round of applause.
So all siblings, brothers, sisters, kids, grandkids, parents, all taught with the school, still go teach. Everyone's involved in all the schools around here. Pick a leaf there.
That's awesome. Thank you again for being here. It's now my pleasure to present the TASB Stand Up for Public Schools honoree for this month. And this is a program that TASB does across the state, and each month we've decided that we want to highlight one of our own, and typically it's a business partner. So this month's honoree is Lori Glazer Swift, representing McDonald's of Glenlock Farms. Not only is Lori the owner of the McDonald's at Glenlock Farms, but she is also a proud Klein ISD graduate. Since opening in 2007, Lori and her family have generously sponsored Campus Spirit Nights, the Klein ISD Health Fair, free STAR testing breakfast for Klein students, very important, student club activities, teacher appreciations, and so much more. The 2015-16 donations totaled $36,135, bringing the total for the last 3 years alone to $90,312. That's amazing for a McDonald's. Joining Lori tonight is her husband, Brian Swift. Brian? We appreciate you being here to support your wife. Lori, thank you so much for helping us make our shared vision of every student entering with a promise and exiting with a purpose a reality in Klein. We are proud to recognize McDonald's at Glenlock Farms, and thank you for standing up for public education every day. We'll get a picture.
marketing skills.
All right, we're going to move into our last couple of recognitions tonight. We're going to start with Strategic Planning Committee, and I'm going to ask Dr. McGowan to join me on this. I'm going to present here because we're going to partner this one up. We are thrilled to have this opportunity to celebrate the work of our incredible strategic planning team. This committed group of educators, parents, and caregivers, business partners, community members have been investing deeply in our shared vision over the last several months by thoughtfully creating a plan to make Promise to Purpose a reality for every student in Klein ISD. It's our joy to honor them this evening.
We are so grateful for the opportunity tonight to reflect with all of you on the journey that we've been on together, working with an innovator's mindset to develop our strategic plan. It's truly exciting to think of all of the different things that have been done this school year to lay a foundation for our shared Promise to Purpose vision. In fact, this weekend, Dr. Champion and I received this awesome graphic that was actually created by one of our Mahaffey teachers, Cassie Nowak, that beautifully tells the story from a teacher's perspective of what has occurred in our Klein ISD community over the last several months. What brings us joy as we look at this graphic are a couple of things. First of all, the clear connection between our shared vision, our guiding documents, and our strategic plan, but also the collaborative design process that has been absolutely instrumental and at the heart of every part of this Promise to Purpose story. Every step has been intentionally and thoughtfully driven by the collective voice of our Klein ISD community, and we are proud to say that our strategic plan that will hopefully be adopted this evening is definitely no exception to that.
That's right. In fact, this team of 70 outstanding folks reviewed over 1,300 pieces of written feedback from our community and sat at the design table. They're remembering that meeting and they're like, oh gosh, we remember that meeting. Sat at the design table with current Klein ISD students to ensure they listen to the unique and diverse perspectives of our community. Throughout the strategic planning process, we learned together in a variety of ways, reading innovators' mindset, wandering through current Klein ISD campuses and classrooms, reviewing drafts of our guiding documents as they were under construction, capitalizing on and honoring the various experiences each member brought to the team. To capture the strategic planning process, our outstanding communications team put together this quick video. Let's take a look.
Klein ISD is trying to be on the forefront of doing things different.
We know it's going to be a lot of hard work, but it's also going to be a lot of fun, and most importantly, it's going to be critical for the success of our students.
If this becomes a reality, it means shifting the way we do business.
It's something that you've kind of been waiting for. I think it's going to probably get everyone to be kind of talking the same talk about why are we here? We're here to educate and to have an urgency to educate our students.
I feel like no puzzle is complete until every stakeholder is involved. And so being a part of this gives different insights. It changes perspectives, but it also gives a vision that will spread not just through the schools, but through the entire community.
We have to learn. We have to continue to learn. So that the word insatiable really speaks to me, because we do have to continue to learn in all that we do.
Students owning their learning, having very individualized and personalized paths where students are able to really explore their passions and engage in learning and just reach their full potential. And us as teachers just facilitating that learning.
I think they are going to be excited to see new kinds of teaching, innovative ways that get them excited and motivated, thinking outside the box.
Love that idea of all the teachers knowing each child by name, the school administrators knowing the children, knowing what their needs and strengths are.
Just to have someone care about you, like they don't even know. They didn't know me or any of the other students before we walked into this district, but they're dedicated to making the district better, and it's just, I'm truly honored to have such a great group of people to support me.
To me, is that they really cared about everyone individually and about how they would proceed and how would they succeed along with what they want to do when in their future, and how much they care about all of us individually. It just really makes me feel like it's not just it just makes me feel like I'm very cared for. It really touches my heart.
I am ensuring
that every student enters with
a promise and exits
with a purpose.
Promise to purpose.
That literally makes me want to jump up and down when I hear kids talking about how excited they are that our community cares about them. A couple weeks ago in our last strategic planning session, each of the teams shared their recommendations for the targets and strategies connected to our 5 areas of focus: pathways, challenge, equity, leadership, and continuous improvement. It was exciting to see how the community feedback, those 1,300 pieces of feedback, had really been used to improve the plan, and there were definitely some common themes that emerged, and you can see some of those depicted here. Things like personalized learning, the importance of relationships, and the use of quality feedback to drive future success.
As we said from the beginning, our goal was to have a strategic plan that fits on one page, something our entire community can easily identify, explain, and share with others. We wanted an image that captures not only the key areas of focus for our plan, but also the connections between our shared vision and our guiding documents: profile of a learner, profile of a leader, and high-quality teaching.
So we put together our collective work into 3 big strategic plan priorities, and you see them there: reimagine learning, cultivate talent, and build community, connecting specific targets and strategies that the team identified for each area of focus. For example, under reimagine learning, you'll find personalizing learning, building a flexible and challenging curriculum, and standards-based evaluation.
Under build community, you'll find relationships, mentoring, and partnerships, engaging, educating, and equipping families, and cultural responsiveness. Under cultivate talent, which means cultivating talent in everyone, students, staff, and families, you'll find building a best-in-class leadership pipeline. We celebrate again that we were one of 7 districts in the state selected by the Holdsworth Center. We look forward to our continued partnership in that work. Yeah, let's give that a hand. Come on. You'll also see feedback loops and self-reflection, as well as targeted professional learning.
And very exciting, you will see that the thread of innovation is what will continue to drive all of our work in Klein ISD. As we called out also relationships specifically, because that came out again and again from the work of the team, as well as we wanted to clearly acknowledge that resources are needed in order to fuel this plan. And so we'll need all sorts of promise to purpose investors to partner with us on this journey and bring our shared vision to life. And finally, as you can see at the center, our shared vision will always be at the heart of everything that we do, pointing to promise to purpose, and our guiding documents will surround the work as they literally guide our work together over the next several years.
And so with all that being said, we believe the folks involved in this work are truly some of the most outstanding leaders in our Klein ISD community in countless ways. We've witnessed them living our profile of a leader, and we're so grateful for them. At this time, with the Promise to Purpose Strategic Planning Team, please stand and be recognized and celebrated for your service to the students of Klein ISD. Now come on up for a picture, guys. Y'all know how this works. Come on, come on. Oh, did you hear that collective groan? Could the board come on up too as well? This is a very big thing. So board members, why don't we come up and kind of line the outside here?
It was.
Right this way. The Promise to Purpose
Y'all let the board go toward the back.
Everyone together. Super awesome.
Less tall. You're more tall.
How's it going?
Here, Larry.
Everybody except for Jenny and Larry.
Jenny's important.
Love your neighbors.
All right, got everybody. Here we go. All right. All right, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, and one more time. Got it. Good job, Chad. Thanks for being here.
got all of them? All right. I'm hearing them two go. That was somewhere between Shazam and Dynamite.
That's right.
For those born after 1980 or Mr. Simchek before 1920, those actually were popular in the 70s. We will actually move on now down to our scout recognition. If there's any scouts in the audience, would you please stand? When the mic comes by, if you could, please tell us your name, your school, troop, and what badge you're working on.
It's up there. I'm Miles Galloway, and I go to Dory. I'm in Troop 531, and I'm working on citizenship in the community, and I think also citizenship in the nation, but I'm not sure.
Better find your merit badge, counselor.
I'm Silas Galloway. I am from Troop 531. I go to Dory Intermediate, and I'm working on my STAR, and I'm currently here for the citizenship in the nation, community, that one.
I'm Sam Johnston. I'm with Troop 1333. I go to Klein High School, and I'm working on communications merit badge.
Awesome.
And my Eagle.
There we go.
All righty. We'll now take an intermission, give you all a chance to meet the board before we take our break here. So if you'll line up at my left, your right, and we'll go now. Thank you. Okay, may I have your attention, please? It's now 8:20, and the meeting's back in session. We'll continue with the citizen inquiry. Do we have any inquiries, Mr. Smith?
Yes, Mr. President, we have one this evening, Melissa Stewart.
I'm sorry, point of order, the minutes should reflect that Mr. Mann departed.
Correct. Okay, just before you read, I have one thing just to let you know. Approximately 20 minutes of each regular meeting is allocated to citizen inquiries. After registering with the board secretary, as you so done, a school district resident, employee, vendor, or potential vendor shall have an opportunity to address the board of trustees for the 4 specific purposes as dictated by state law governing open meetings: to discuss an item that appears on the agenda, to make a request for specific factual information, to ask for a recitation of existing policy, and to redress grievances. In accordance with the law, no deliberation, discussion, or decision will be made other than to consider a proposal to place the subject on the agenda for a subsequent meeting, unless the subject is listed on the board agenda, in which case it may be discussed by the board. Factual information only in regard to a citizen inquiry may be shared at any point by the superintendent. A written response will be provided. Oral comments are limited to 5 minutes in length unless extended by a majority of the trustees and must not mention any individual by name, position, or containing any personally identifiable information. Please proceed.
Duly noted. Good evening, thank y'all. Congratulations to everyone in the district. We had a lot of winners here tonight. My name is Melissa Stewart. My husband and I moved into Klein District about 16 years ago. It has only been in the last 2 years that we've actually had a student in the district. We're very proud, and when I grew up in Houston, my Eagles up at Eisenhower were fighting the Klein Forest Eagles, but it's all good now. It's all one. My personal background is I am currently serving as an executive director for the Houston Restaurant Association. But previous to that, I've worked for about 10 years in public education with the County Department of Education, doing surveys and just reports and analysis of different districts at request. I worked with the AmeriCorps group and with various after-school programming. So I'm here today for a real specific, and it's really important to my family, and I think it's important to a lot of families. But I also recognize that when I see the news truck outside, I know when they show up on my doorstep, it's not been a good day. Typically, unless it's Restaurant Week or James Beard Awards. I mean, those are great, but it's often things like, hey, somebody got shot or something. So, what I wanted to talk with you about is back in March, y'all had a radical change in approving some next year's school calendar and school schedules. Y'all were absolutely within, there's no question. I'm not questioning y'all's ability to do that. I understand the District of Innovation. Y'all made longer days, an earlier start. We have a later winter break. We have the same end time. So overall, the school calendar itself has expanded in how much time on the calendar that it takes up. We've lost 3 instructional days. Y'all did the survey, 2 of them went out. I participated in the first one. When I saw the second one, it looked like the same thing, and I didn't think it would be fair for my family to vote twice, so I didn't. But I did receive both of them. I spoke to Ron Webster about this particular complaint, as well as the administrator at my daughter's school. The reason I'm here is when y'all made those changes in March, nothing came out. Per usual, what I see with the district, because I've followed school calendars for years, is they just get posted. It's on the website. You go check it out when you're ready. Well, that works most years because you're following the 4th Monday law. As a district of innovation, though, you didn't do that. You don't have to. You also have certain expectations. We're going to get out a couple weeks before, a week before Christmas. We'll have that week until after up until New Year's Day, and then everyone's right back to school, right back to work. And then hopefully we're all getting out as close to Memorial Day as possible. Back this time last year, I had the privilege, and I continue to have the privilege, of planning a vacation with 5 households, 3 generations, and it's a truly privileged vacation. So don't get me wrong. I'm talking from a great place of privilege. We're going to Disney World. But if you've ever planned a Disney World vacation, they're very expensive. And if you can, you want to plan them a year out. Because at a year out, you can get the best rooms, you get better rates, you get to make your choices way back then. So that's what my family did. We wanted to wait till the end of the summer to let some of the other crowds go so the kids could have their camp. We had some custody issues we wanted to make sure we were being respectful of. So I looked at our calendar, I said, 4th Monday, here we go. Let's make sure we're back in time to meet the teacher that Thursday before, no problem. Did everything, made all the arrangements, we're all good to go. Well, lo and behold, just on a whim, and I truly mean a whim, because I used the calendars of the different districts in the Houston area for some of our association planning, I went and looking and say, I wonder if ours is out yet, which is when I found out about 3 weeks ago that in fact my vacation was during the first week of school. A bit of a problem. So I was surprised, I was unaware, and I was very, very frustrated, and I will tell you why. As a family, I had to rearrange a vacation. Not the end of the world. Cost me a little bit of money, didn't quite get everything I wanted, not the end of the world. We're still far enough out that most of our work arrangements we're still able to change. However, as a business person in Houston who works with the companies who employ our students and our students' families, this impacts internships, jobs, camp, travel, like I said, custody arrangements. These changes, while hopefully they will have the result you want, they are big impacts on our community, daycares, churches, all across the board. When y'all opted to make those changes, you needed to opt to make them very public, and that's what didn't happen. As I started working through this in my frustration, what I heard time and time again was, miss a few days, it's the beginning of the school year, not a big deal. I was appalled. That is not how we do it in my house. We have 50,000 kids here in Klein. Every 9 days missed is 5% of that student's allocation from the state. That adds up to the bottom line, which is critical. But everything we talked about today, innovation, the plan, the purpose, if they don't show up, we got nothing. That's my time.
Oh, I move that we have a sense of the board to allow the speaker to continue and to finish your point.
I say. Right, thank you so much. I didn't realize I had gone so long. So nothing happens if the kids don't show up. That's critical. So, and the other thing I want to point out is we're a perfect attendance household. We're very proud of that. Sally is finishing up her first grade year. She's not missed a day of school. We've been very blessed that she's not had an illness that causes that. But we do a lot of planning on our part too. We go to bed on time. We eat right. Who's doing what? Who's got what? If there's something going on, we make sure that her getting to school on time for the entire day, every day happens. And just quick anecdote, just to let you know, she had the great privilege of running into one of the poles at the playground because she was full of merriment. It's awesome. So I get the call from the nurse, and we're having a bad moment, and bleeding nose, swelling up eyes, and so I talked to the nurse. I said, well, let me come get her. She wouldn't come home because even though we both assured her it would not mess with her perfect attendance, she didn't want to leave. Yeah. That's the citizen we're raising. That's the values at my household. We can't have our values and support the district as y'all want our families to do if we don't have that information. I get a ton of stuff from y'all. I follow your Twitter feed. I have it pushed to my phone. I know your 90 seconds. I know when Klein, whatever school, was in the basketball finals and the robotics team did great and the spelling bee. This should be on everything. It needs to be in the newsletter going out. There's no reason that we can't make this super duper public. It's a really easy fix. But because we're changing both how we're doing the calendar next year in so many radical ways and the time. Our parents and our community need to know this. I'm just asking that y'all talk to the communications department. This isn't the same old, same old. We need it everywhere. It needs to be in a Tuesday folder, up on the website. Just, a tweet once a week. Hey, did you know we're changing the calendar? These are really easy things to do, but they will have a big impact, I think, on us overall. Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Mr. President, I'm not going to speak to the particular matter because I know we have constraints on that, but I do want to recognize and for myself give my appreciation for your willingness to come and speak to us. And I really wish, I think we all do, more citizens would take time to do that because you're a voice in our community. So I appreciate you stepping forward as an individual board member. I appreciate you stepping forward and bringing your matter to our attention. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the first item for consideration and approval is the strategic plan. May I have a motion?
I so moved.
Second.
I second. Oh, he already said.
Any discussion? Dr. Timken, is there any other information?
Just very quickly, just to make sure that we're all on the same page as to what you're adopting, because I know there were several pieces sent to you. So in terms of what the strategic plan is, are the three big blocks that are joined by the golden thread of innovation. So cultivate talent, reimagine learning, and build community. And then the three bullets under each of those, that's our strategic plan. There was a whole lot of pages of detail work that we'll have teams working on in terms of how do we support that and make that happen. But literally, once that's adopted, assuming you adopt that, you will have adopted everything that's on our systems diagram that we have listed here. So I just want to be clear what exactly was we're recommending adoption tonight. Thank you.
Any other discussion?
Well, I'd just like to extend a compliment to the district and to the committee, those that showed up tonight and those that couldn't show up tonight, for taking this seriously. Because this is important stuff. In the last couple of weeks, I've entered into a program. It's going to kick off here pretty soon, where we will have visitation to Harris County Juvenile Hall. Students, 10 to 17 kids that are incarcerated in juvenile hall because something went wrong. Robert Heinlein, science fiction writer 40 years ago, said it's impossible to have a juvenile delinquent by definition because juvenile is a definition of someone who's too young to understand reason, and delinquency is a state that took a certain amount of reason and commission in order to create that crime or whatever the offense is. And so I see this as a step in that direction to help us capture those who are bound to fall through the cracks. And if we can, through this strategy and the implementation and the tactical implementation and the dedication and attitude that we saw displayed on that video with our employees and our citizenry, if we can keep that at the forefront as we keep everything else at the forefront, I think it's going to have great impact on the district and on our families.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Board of Trustees will now conduct the first reading of the proposed modifications to local board policy pursuant to TASB Update 107 as follows. CDC, other revenues, grants from private sources. CJ, contracted services. DC, employment practices. That's not in the list though. DFAA, probationary contracts, suspension, terminations during contract. DFBA, term contracts, suspension, termination during contract. DFCA, continuing contracts, suspension, termination. FEA, attendance, compulsory attendance. FFAA, wellness and health services, physical examinations. GE, relations with parent organizations. Are there any comments or questions from the board?
Real quick, these are all state or TASB, they're not local?
These are TASB recommended policy changes that we reviewed to make sure they match Klein ISD practices.
Thank you.
Okay. Board of Trustees will now conduct first reading of proposed modifications to student handbooks.
Wait.
for the-
Motion. Oh,
No,
just- sorry, sorry,
first reading.
Right, sorry,
I got one right.
sorry.
To student handbooks for 2017-2018 year. Are there any comments or questions from the board? Okay, next, we'll have the approval of funds to support community partners at events. May I have a motion?
I so move.
Second?
Any discussion?
And again, I think this is addressed to Ellen. We're fine with the whole argument or thinking of taking taxpayer funds and supporting another entity, because these entities that we're supporting are directly related to promoting the interest of the district.
That is correct. What you're doing by this resolution is considering the benefits that these entities provide directly to the district and to district students, and declaring that a district public purpose is served by these entities. And by doing so, you are fine using tax dollars to support the causes.
And quick follow-up, and I know, I don't think it's really part of this, but what is our gatekeeping system to keep us from getting into a lobbying effort, even if we were unaware, we thought it was this, and it turned out to be that? Do we review these? Do petitions come across your desk or through Dr. Champion?
Both, yes.
Okay.
So Dr. Champion and Judy review these specifically, and then if they have any question,
Okay.
that they contact me.
Thank you.
Any additional discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Next item for consideration is the approval of additional staffing positions for the 2017-18 year as summarized in the supporting documentation.
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Next, the approval of the sealed proposal number 17250 depository services, including approval of rankings and authorization to the superintendent or his designee to negotiate and execute a contract with the appropriate depository in accordance with the provisions of the Texas Education Code. May I have a motion?
I so move.
Second?
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. We'll now consider for approval the schematic design and development for the softball field lighting replacement project at Klein Forest High School and Klein High School. May I have a motion?
I so move.
Second?
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Bless you. Next item is the approval of the contract award for Klein Collins High School, Klein Forest High School, and Klein Oak High School Synthetic Turf Edition.
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Next, we will have the approval of the construction documents for the Klein Forest High School Career and Technology Education, CTE, and Gymnasium Edition. May I have a motion?
I so move.
Second?
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Next item is the approval of the guaranteed maximum price for the Klein Forest High School Career and Technical Education and Gymnasium Edition. May I have a motion?
I so move.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. So moving on to the consent agenda, are there any items that you wish to remove from the consent agenda? Start with you, Ms. Reitmeyer.
None.
Ms. Romano? Mr. Anderson?
None.
Mr. Simchak?
No.
Mr. Smith? And I have none. So all those in favor? Opposed? Consent agenda carries 6-0. We're now ready to approve the minutes of the regular meeting on April 10th, 2017, and minutes of the special meeting on April 3rd, 2017, and April 24th, 2017. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Moving on to calendar review, please note the following events. May 14th, Mother's Day. Guys.
That's right.
If you're married and have kids, your mom doesn't count. You have another one. May 15th, curriculum audit interviews. May 18th, staff banquet at the Marriott Waterway in the Woodlands. May 22nd, board workshop. May 25, promise to purpose celebration dinner. And May 26th, Vistas clap out.
I'm sorry, what was, May 25 what?
Promise to Purpose celebration dinner at the MPC.
May 25th?
25, correct.
Did we already get that?
Thursday.
Email?
Yeah. It's in our email.
And what was the last one, I'm sorry?
26th is Vistas Clap Out.
Oh, I thought it was June 1st.
That's Second Chance.
Oh, I'm sorry, but that's
Similar.
they're both at the same location.
Yes.
Thank you.
So we'll now move on to board comments. Then we will adjourn this meeting before going on to the emergency second meeting. I'll start with you, Ms. Reitmeyer.
Okay, quickly. As I look at this chart and I think about all the work and all the thought and all the people that poured into that, it is truly an amazing feat. Thank you for everyone who is involved in it.
Ms. Arlano.
It was very exciting to go to Relay for Life and see the community effort against cancer and the groups that were there and everyone that participated as a community. So it was fun.
Mr. Anderson.
Quick community comment. Bill and I were at a Scouts dinner last week or so, and Nitch was part of that with their involvement with Scouts, and there was a surprise honoree for his time of volunteering. He's a big Nitch volunteer. I don't know if Amber's still here, but anyway, it was just a great celebratory night, not only for the Scouts, but for Nitch, and just a lot of things surrounding all the people that just helped make that school successful. A lot of people sacrificing time and effort, just tons of volunteers, just, volunteer circles around us. So it was a pretty special night.
Yeah.
Good to know
agreed.
that.
Mr. Zimchek.
So, I'm not going to be brief.
Oh dear.
Surprise. So I spent the weekend with a couple that they've retired and left the district, but the wife used to teach in the district. She taught at several districts. They're oil fields, so they moved around. And she can be pretty direct in her criticisms. And so we were talking about education and school and so on and so forth. And she'd start going down this road, and I said, well, how was it at Klein? She goes, Klein was the best, which is hard for her to say about anything. And I had that thought in my mind today, this evening, while we're going through the student and teacher recognitions from Nish and from Roth. And then the student activity recognitions, the Tommy Tunes and the flag team. Mr. Pilkington and I attended the Klein Oak Junior Air Force ROTC banquet about a week and a half ago. Saw the same thing. Even the Lamar Award, if you read that little summary there and the history behind it, recognition of the alumni, the strategic planning recognition, the recognition of the McDonald's and Glenlock Farm, the shared vision. And then you put all that, what we saw today, in context of Mr. Wunderlich's stories of, I don't know, what was that, 6 months ago when he went through that? And you see this, and then you go to the slide that we had on the promise to purpose and the innovation, and you think of the innovation of our German forefathers, cultural forefathers, and a farmer breaking apart in the field and having to come up with a solution to get the job done, and that whole sense of American innovation, which to me, from what I've seen in traveling around the world, is distinct. It's something that has become kind of almost culturally genetic within the American culture to fix things. And we're always fixing things. It doesn't mean that what we have isn't right, but it also means that it couldn't be better. And so I credit Dr. Champion and the entire team and community underneath his direction for being aware of that. It kind of leads to improvement with the purpose. And if you look at So if you look at just tonight as a one snapshot microcosm of the Klein community and these great parents who are raising great kids, and yeah, we have problems, as I alluded to earlier, these kids at juvenile hall, 10-year-old kids incarcerated in a 7-story jail down on Commerce or Prairie or wherever the heck it is down there. 10 years old.
That's sad.
You know, something broke. Something broke. And we can't, it's like the parable of the lost sheep. We can't let that one go unattended while at the same time keeping the focus. So, all that was just kind of coming through my mind this evening, and I want to just pay special credit to the district and through your leadership, Dr. Champion. I know you're too humble to accept it for yourself, but to pass on to all those that are present here and that were present today. It's very proud. I think we have something special, and we need to continue that. Thank you.
Mr. Smith. So I'll be a little brief. I thought it was a wonderful meeting, wonderful content. I have no further comments. Thank you.
No, it was, had a really good time both at the Air Force, the military ball, and at the Boy Scout event. It's just amazing some of the things are going on. Won't forget your comments that boys don't know anything until they're 25. It's, but everything is great from the past, and I am like wicked excited about the next 5 years. We're sending the administrators back to school. This Holdsworth Foundation is so cool. The things that they're going to be doing, pulling the best of the best, where our administrators are going to be going, where all y'all are going to be going. Just the things I see, I was so excited after talking with the people. I mean, I couldn't even control it. It's like I'm calling up friends, telling everything about it. And just good luck for that. It's like, I don't know, I'm geeking out on it. But I just really think the most thing that is the most impressive to me is that we actually have the team to do it. We have the vision to do it. This is not something that's without reach. And so I look at it as, so you take hydrogen, something, and oxygen, two things that are very flammable, totally different, but you bring them together and you can make water the thing of life. And so that's where I see us going with this. Kudos to you, Jenny, kudos to Dr. McGowan, and to you, Dr. Champion. Look forward to where it's going. I like where it's going. It's kind of one of those things I even said, it's like, I don't necessarily know where it's going, but I like it. And so thank you.
You bet. Comments?
Your comments.
So, real briefly, it is, first I want to give a shout out to my team who was incredible with the Frank stuff that took place. Really outstanding. We had, it's amazing that these people I'm looking at here are awake right now. It's well done. But not only are they awake, but the work that they did was outstanding. And so thank you to Judy, Jenny, Robert, Thomas, just for being yourself. Just always, I always thank TP. But thank you for your work with the Frank Elementary piece. But what I wanted to call out tonight is we have some really cool things going on in the district. And if you think about the image of our system that y'all adopted tonight with the strategic plan and the vision in the middle and all those cool guiding documents, it's really powerful and cool, and I'm wicked excited about it too, and the Holdsworth thing and all that stuff is really great. And so I think it is the perfect day for our incredible communications and planning team to have adorned the walls of the boardroom with the pictures that are behind our folks who are in the audience right now. And the reason that I think it's the perfect time is because with all of those adult things that we have on that chart, if we don't keep these things at the center of all of our work, then it's all for naught. That every single thing, every action we take in this school district has to be fueled by the students we have in our system. And it's really easy to get caught up in the adult world that we live in and forget what we're about. And so I want to thank the communications and planning team for surprising me this morning by this occurring, because it's miraculous. And it's miraculous because these are our students. This is why we exist as a system. They're looking at us right now And this is what every action we take has to be centered around. And so I'm so proud of where we are, where we're heading, and can't wait to see what happens with these guys as they move through our system from promise to purpose. So, thanks.
Now, actually, as provided by the Texas Government Code, the Board of Trustees will go into closed session for a brief closed session in accordance with sections 551.071, private consultation with the board's attorney regarding all matters as authorized by law, including board governance, and 551.074, discussing employment, evaluation, or discipline of personnel, including board governance and including superintendent evaluation and contract. Now 8:50. Have your attention, please. Now 8:51, the meeting of the Klein ISD Board of Trustees is reconvened. And if there are no objections, at 8:52, this meeting is adjourned. Good evening. It's now 8:52 p.m. on Monday, May 8th, and the second meeting is now open. The purpose of this meeting is to address the emergency regarding Frank Elementary School. Representing the quorum tonight are Ms. Reitmeyer, Ms. Arlano, Mr. Anderson, Mr. Simchak, Mr. Smith, and myself, Bill Pilkington. This emergency addition to the agenda was posted at 4 p.m. today, and notice was sent to the news media. May I have a motion to declare an emergency exception to procurement requirements in accordance with Texas Education Code Section 44.031H, and to authorize the superintendent to negotiate and execute all contracts related to the same regarding Frank Elementary School?
I so move.
Second?
All those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Thank you. Thank you to all the district employees. Thank you for all you did. And several of you went with no sleep. And so we will now actually let you go home, get some sleep. Thank you. Are there any additional comments?
None.
Okay.
None.
It's now 8:54 p.m. and the meeting's adjourned.